This morning I was thinking about a story that I was told when I was a little girl, and that's that when you're born somewhere in the world, a mummy starts coming for you. Every step that you take or trip that you drive on, or when you fly in a plane somewhere, the mummy has to walk everywhere you go. And the mummy walks real slow, step by step. So, as long as you're traveling and staying active and on the go and exploring, then the mummy's got a lot of work cut out for him. He's got to walk and walk and walk. But one day, when you're sitting there and you've gotten stagnant and you don't go anymore, you don't explore anymore, and you're just sitting there all pitiful, the mummy's gonna walk up to you out of breath and he's gonna say, "I got you." And then that's the day that you die. It's pretty morbid for, a kid, I guess, but that's the story that I heard when I was little. And, I was thinking about it today. I'm like, whoo, well, my mummy, boy, he's gonna love going up and over all these mountains I've had to go up and over. But whatever you do in life, make sure that you're taking that mummy for a ride and making him work for every minute of it before he catches you. I will say that so far, Colorado road walking is more enjoyable than New Mexico road walking, and maybe I'm making that judgment too fast. The views are pretty, we've seen some deer run across the road, and there's actually water. It's really nice to not have to stress over water. Bathroom problems on the dirt road. When you gotta hike uphill to hide in the trees. One thing that I found that's pretty interesting while road walking is you tend to have this connection with fellow travelers, whether it's folks with an RV or whether it's people on motorcycles who are, enjoying long trips on them, bike packing. All of those folks have this kind of connection. They don't look at me like, ew, what's this homeless girl doing walking on the highway in the middle of nowhere? It's almost like in that one moment where you see each other, there's like this, nod or like a wave or something, but it's just it's interesting, this community of travelers and adventurers, and you just kind of understand each other in a way. I don't know, it's weird because I don't even talk to these people, but it's just like in that moment glance or in that wave or something, it's just this understanding of, yeah, I get you. Looks like we'll be following the Rio Grande all the way to Creede. And I tell you something else, being out here in these more populated areas, it has been really nice seeing so many people out here enjoying nature, just enjoying being outside, even on the weekdays. And so, if you were thinking about calling in today and playing hooky and going fishing or something, then I say you should do it, and I absolve you of all of your guilt that might come with it. Because, one day when you're sitting on a rocking chair thinking about your life, and you're old and you're gray and you can't do anything anymore, then you're not gonna be sitting there going, you remember that great day I had at work? No, you're gonna be thinking about all of the times that you were outside doing what you love, or even if you don't love being outside, doing something else that you love other than work. And even bad trips, like even if you went fishing today and you called in and you didn't catch anything, you were still outside enjoying yourself, doing something that you love. If you go rafting and you flip over, it's gonna make a great story, and you're always gonna remember that more than the trip that you didn't flip over. So anyway, do it. Go play hooky today. Don't lose your job on my account. It's not my fault, but just get out there and enjoy life and enjoy doing something that you love, and remind yourself to do that, because I'm only 30, but life has already come to this point so fast, and I know they say that the older you get, it feels like the faster it goes. So anyway, that's my challenge to you today. I want to see how many people will call in sick and go do something they love. Hallelujah, made it to Creede, and it looks like a cool little town. So apparently this room is the room that John Wayne used to stay in when he came to Creede, Colorado. And here is the room. And look at this. All of his movies. And the VCR to watch them. That is really so cool. I am just finally heading out of Creede, which was my favorite town so far on the CDT. After a couple days of road walking, I needed a zero and I thoroughly enjoyed it in Creede. There's some great food in town, and honestly, it's just a cute little town. I definitely recommend if you're in Colorado and you're near Creede. It's tiny, but worth the stop in. And I ended up doing something that I've never done on trail, and that's going to a play at the theater there. So it was really a relaxing stay, and kind of sad to be leaving, honestly. Ooh. Okay. And it's raining now. The joys of backpacking. A lot of folks have passed by and offered me a ride. And they're like, are you sure you don't want to ride? It's a really steep uphill and it's a road and, you know, it's raining. And I'm like, I mean, I do want to ride. I just can't, you know, because gotta walk with my two little feet all the way. Or my two big feet, rather. Rain, rain, go away. Come again some other day. I've got to get to Canada. So rain, rain, go away. Looks like shelter to me. And as soon as I stepped off into this old shed, the rain started picking up, so perfect timing. There's a bunch of doo-doo in here. Not exactly sure what kind of doo-doo it is, but something else has been hanging out in here. And now I'm sitting here thinking, was it worth it to leave town? I've been like 2.5 miles out of town. But sometimes the hardest part of leaving town is actually the leaving, just going. So even if it pours right now and all night long and I don't get any more miles done, then when I wake up in the morning, I'm already out of town. So it won't be so hard to just, you know, start hiking earlier. I decided to brave the sprinkling because the steady rain quit, and to hike on. And the owner of this area told me, you know, I own the property from here to the CDT, and he said there is a guest house about, you know, so far up the road, and we've got water there on a spigot that you can get, and there are flat places to, you know, stay around there. So voila, there is the guest house, and hopefully, I wish I could run into him again, but I'm wondering if he'll mind if I just sleep right up under that porch right there. But yeah, he said that, you know, nobody would come yell at me, nobody's here at the guest house. So I think I may, just so I don't have to break down a wet tent in the morning. I mean, it looks like the storm is trying to break, but it just kind of keeps sprinkling, and then the rain gets a little heavy, and then, you know, it backs off again. So, but just so I don't have to pack up a wet tent in the morning. I think this is gonna be awesome. Much better than the doo-doo inn back there. All right, so y'all are not gonna believe this. Not only did the owners come by and say that they didn't mind if I camped in that little carport area, but they also said they didn't mind if I camped here in the basement area. Well, it's not like underground basement, but the bottom floor. And they set me up like a little cot down here. There is a heater, so I've got heat in here, and there is a flushing toilet in here and water I can drink. I'm just amazed at the hospitality of, you know, people who just literally met me like 2 seconds ago on the dirt road. So this night turned out so much better than I thought it was going to. And this is how things go on trail. It's just insane. You know, one day I'm leaving town going, well, I can't, you know, hide from the rain forever. Gotta just go ahead and get out in it. I'm gonna have a wet scent tonight. And, you know, I start hiking down the dirt road and randomly run into somebody who puts me up in an enclosed building for the night with heat and water. And I'm just amazed. I'm just so thankful. I can't even explain, and I can't understand why these people would just go out of their way to help a complete stranger like this. Like, I'm blown away. So I'm definitely gonna have to send them like a thank you card or something along the way and keep in touch with them to let them know how much I appreciated what they've done for me tonight. If you haven't noticed, I am alone, at least for now, for this section. Aaron was having some issues with his laptop, so he's gone to Salida, which is where I'm heading, my next resupply point, to get a rental car and see if he can get to a Best Buy or an Apple store and try to get that worked out. So he'll probably come and finish up this section once the trail is finished, rather than playing, you know, 73-mile catch-up with no sleeps. So I don't know if there are any other hikers around or if I'll pretty much be solo in this section, but honestly, I don't really mind hiking alone. Of course, I don't want to be alone all the time, but, you know, I'm one of those folks that is, you know, independent and kind of enjoys alone time every now and then. So anyway, of course, I hope there's some other hikers out here that I run into, because otherwise it'll be a pretty lonely 90-mile stretch or so, but that's all right. It'll give me time to, you know, contemplate the meaning of life. It's okay. Just letting you know I'm here. Come on, come get you some water. Alright then. Just want some friends. Just to get my favorite thing in my pack this stretch is these sandy cookies and, well, kettle cooked salt and vinegar, because they're both just wonderful. When I'm drinking and I can see all that grody stuff twirling in my bottle, makes me pretty thankful to have a filter. It's official. My trail legs are back because I was just able to pee with a full 5-day resupply on my back without taking my pack off. So that's how you know. Last climb of the day. I was up above 12,000 feet earlier today, way above tree line. Climbed up there from Creede, which was like, you know, 8,800, something like that. Feeling pretty good. I don't feel nauseous. I don't feel like I can't breathe that much. So I think I'm finally back used to the elevation and kind of getting back in my groove. And I think today's gonna be my biggest day back since I left for graduation, and I'll probably end up with about 25 miles. I've definitely done bigger days than that on this trail already, but I think it's just taken me a while to adjust back to the elevation, a couple of weeks even. But I guess that's to be expected after spending a couple of weeks being a couch potato. So it is what it is, but I finally feel like I'm back. I was just sitting here at this creek getting a little ill because there was no good access, and I about like kind of fell into the water when I was trying to get it, and I was like, gosh, why can't it just be, you know, a flat access to the water so I don't almost fall in trying to fill up my water bottles? And then I thought, you idiot, why are you getting upset about this? Like, you're sitting in the middle of Colorado in a beautiful area with this amazing little creek flowing through, and you're trying to just find something to be upset about. So I ended up finding this little spot here. It's got some rocks that I can kind of prop up on. And, you know, I was like, I have to walk and find a spot. Okay, so I just walked through a beautiful area next to a creek. Wow, really something to get upset about. And that's what I have to remind myself sometimes on the trail. These little chores and things that seem tedious. You know, I'm going to miss this one day. One day I'm going to miss that I was sitting here at this creek in the middle of Colorado, and I'm going to be disappointed in myself that I didn't take the time to just appreciate it. So right now, as I fill up my water bottles, I'm going to sit here and I'm going to appreciate the view. Home sweet home. It's not the best and flattest real estate, but it will do. Yummy dirt tan. And sitting here trying to decide what to have for dinner, the way I'm making my decision is this one weighs 6 ounces and this one weighs 4.4. Like, I couldn't decide between the two. There you go. All right, it is morning time, and today is a new day. And mine started off kind of rough. I always talk about how when you're out on trail by yourself and it's a real quiet place and you don't have service and you don't have all of the things to distract you from your mind like you do in normal life. And like you might expect, the things that surface first are the things that normally you try to block out and not think about, that you try to distract yourself from. And throughout my through hikes, I have kind of made my mind a much quieter place as I've worked through, you know, some of the things that nag at me. But last night I dreamed about something that has been on my mind pretty much every day on this through hike, and I never really get into specifics of the things that are bothering me, but I decided that I would go ahead and share this because, I don't know, maybe it could help somebody. I had a friend that I worked with between when I hiked the AT and PCT, and he was going through a lot of things in life, depression, even what I didn't realize, addiction, and so we, you know, talked a lot, and I was kind of there for him a good bit during that time. And then I left and I started the PCT, and we kind of lost touch. And last year I was on the PCT, he sent me a message and said, I know you've got a lot going on and I've been watching your videos and you look really happy, so you don't have to respond, but, you know, and he just kind of reached out. And I didn't respond. And then when I got finished with the trail, I kept meaning to kind of check on him and everything, and didn't do it. And then right before I came out here on the CDT, he committed suicide. And, you know, I'm not blaming myself, of course. You know, there are a lot of people in his life that were there for him and could have done things for him, but, you know, it's not a good feeling to leave something off like that, you know. And of course now I have some regrets of, you know, not checking in on him, and I mean that's just natural. And I mean, it wasn't like ill-intended and we weren't on bad terms or anything like that, but you know, there's just so much now looking back that I wish maybe I had done. or said, and maybe even asked, like, are you okay? So if you've got somebody in your life that you think could use some help, don't be afraid to ask them. I know that it could be an awkward conversation, but it might be something that they need to hear, or let them know how much, you care about them, and you would be upset if they weren't in your life anymore. And if you're somebody who needs help, don't be afraid to seek that. Don't be embarrassed. And I guarantee you, no matter how much you might think that people would be better off without you or wouldn't miss you, I guarantee you there's somebody that will. And, I'm sure that my friend wasn't even remotely thinking about me when he did what he did. I'm just telling you, you never know how that action will affect people. Anyway, I guess I thought the least I could do was just reach out to y'all. And like I said, if you know somebody who you think needs help, have that conversation. And if you're somebody who needs help, please seek out some help. Even if you've got a friend you hadn't talked to in a while, or maybe you've been on bad terms, something that you need to tell somebody and you're holding back. All of those things. We're not promised tomorrow, and it's good to resolve these things so that there are no regrets. And you just never know when you won't have that opportunity to say what you need to say. And I try not to dwell on negativity, but like I said, through hiking has its ups and downs. And one of the things that I've definitely noticed is while you're out here and it's quiet and you got time to think, like I said, all of those things that maybe you haven't worked through in your mind definitely surface. And even a daily walk around the block, it's got to help clear your mind some. Leave your phone at home or put it on do not disturb mode, and allow your mind to process those things that normally you block out with social media or music or a phone call. Life is such a precious thing, and I feel like so many people take it for granted. And that is one of the things that being out here in nature makes me realize. It's so easy to get down on life when you step out here and bring things back to their simplest form and just see how beautiful life is. I don't know, it just really changes my perspective anyway.